Welcome back to More Than Rust. It's been a damn long time since I last did one of these, so let's get started. So, what do you see before you? It's not the Rover for once. Today, it's a Mark 1 Civic. Now, this was meant to be a quick video that I started filming about a month ago. And then, well, the Civic decides to do its most impressive part trick and blow the goddamn head gasket. For the 4th time. So let's delete the video. Yippee. However, it's been fixed now, so I can go on with the play video. So, what I'm actually doing today is changing the carburetor. Like, seriously, that's all I'm doing? Changing the carburetor? I'm sorry, hold on a second. Why the hell am I just doing a video on changing the carburetor? Also, more importantly, why the hell am I just talking to myself? Regardless, we're swapping the carburetor. Yay! So, as I alluded to, I had to do the head gasket on the Civic. And being able to put the head off anyway, putting the original carburetor manifold off was simple enough. Okay, I say original. The manifold I took off the car was one I've already swapped onto the car because the original one was already modified for a different carburetor. Don't ask, it's very confusing. This is a Civic. It's my Civic, and it was my first car. Lo and behold, it's very heavily modified. Anyway, you'll be forgiven for thinking this here is a new set of carburetors to go on the car. Nope, these are the ones I'm taking off the car. And bonus points if you can work out what Civic model these originally came on. I want to see if anyone knows now. However, the issue with these, there's a few. First of all, if you get a chance to play these, the intake manifold on these is great if you just want to make power. I've got straight runners, they're quite big, they breathe well. Like flat out, they're fine. Why am I taking these off? Well, there's a few issues with them. First and foremost, the waterways. The standard manifold runs water from one side, across the temperature sensor, which is mounted on the bottom here, past the thermostat, which obviously will open when it gets the temperature and let the water out here, back to the top of the radiator, and then across this port here. Now this loops to the heater core, and on a modern Civic that actually works the bypass pipe to basically take the water from the manifold back around to the lower radiator hose to give you a constant cycle of water. Now, this is where this manifold doesn't actually work in my car, because you see it has a port over here. Now water, much like electricity, takes the easiest route it can, and the easiest route on this manifold is to come through this port, through this one side, through this hole here, through the bypass pipe, back to the lower radiator hose, and round it goes in circles by the water pump. So it never actually flows water across the thermostat. And that basically is the issue, is this manifold gets so hot before the thermostat opened, because there's no water flow over it, that basically it blows the head gasket. Case in point, what I just fixed the other day. Oh joy. So that's issue 1. Issue 2 is, well, it's twin carbs, they're never balanced right, there's a bent throttle valve, and basically they've so tight up against the firewall they don't work properly. But that's just me being fussy, I suppose. So, what am I replacing it with? Well, I would show you, but I've already fitted it on the car. Because, you know, I can't possibly do things in order for the video. So let's go over there and have a look. This carburetor is, I'm going to read this, a 36 DC NVA 11 carburetor. And yes, I just read that off a different carburetor I have that's exactly the same. Basically, it's a twin choke 36mm bore carburetor. So why this carburetor? The simple answer is it's available, and over here in New Zealand they're kind of unheard of, so the price of them isn't astronomically high, unlike, let's say, a normal 32-36 Weber carburetor, which seem to have its illusorily high prices that I'm really not going to pay for just to put on a modern Civic. The other reason this is actually better than one of those is a lot bigger surface area. They're also jetted normally for about a 1600 engine, which this is not. I'll be honest, this is a 1410cc EN block now, because it's been bought out and put ED pistons in it. And if all that means nothing to you, basically I've got a Mark 1 Civic with a Mark 2 Civic engine, which has then been bored out and used the pistons out of the Mark 1's wagon engine, if you like, which is originally 1500. Ultimately it gives me a bigger engine with a longer stroke, and a 5-speed manual box, which is quite nice to have. Other than that, the block's actually really similar to the original Mark 1 engines, and the head on top of this is actually still an EB3 head, granted with a slight porting and polishing on the edges. As you can see, it's already bolted in, and obviously bolted to the engine. However, this thing being a bizarre as hell carburetor means you can't buy air filters for them. So to fix that problem, I bought this. This, my friends, as you can see by that logo on top, is a Ramflow air filter by Lynx. I think it's Australian. Before it opens up and it'll be a kangaroo or koala in it. Like, good day, mate. However, what hopefully it should be is an air filter like a make film now, because these guys do blank bases that are very shiny. I like shiny things. Ooh, shiny. Oh, right, I'm going to do a video. So, my next stage is to cut a hole in the bottom of that matches the top of this carburetor. Now, normally I'd be measuring this out, carefully tweaking it and trying to get my sort of shape to fit it. However, this carburetor came with a goodie. It came with a random spacer plate, which just happens to have a big hole in the middle that's the right shape to clear the top of the carburetor. It's even got the holes for the bolts on it. How handy. So, step one, find the middle of this, find the middle of this, and trace it. This has turned into a very simple project so far, minus the head gasket. I damn hope it doesn't blow again. This car's fun when it's working, but a pain in the ass when it's broken. Oh well. In layman's terms, what I'm doing is taking this shiny base, sticking that in the middle and drawing around it. That's the principle anyway, but you know, I made a ruler for this and work out some measurements. Ruler! Where you going, ruler? Come here, boy. Found it. Well, I'm stuck. Right. I found the ruler. Now, don't judge me. This place is a mess at the moment. Case in point, that was me kicking a can WD-40. Back in the cupboard it goes. Alright. So, yeah, this is great measurement. 230, so the middle of 230 makes it... God, my brain's stopped working. 115, that's it. Right. Deep. One mark at 115, alright. Cross it. It's about 140-ish. Ah, that's almost dead centered. Alright, that's my middle point. as you can see, one shape drawn out on it. Now to cut it out. And here we have my hand dandy modified bracket with a big ass hole in it. There's not much to these, you sort of put it on like that. Put what I was using my template on top because, you know, covers up the ugly holes. And then using M5 nuts. Who the hell uses those? Bolt all down. Looking like threads. I will correct myself, they're cheap M5 nuts that used to be supporting a shelf. Now they're just going to stop, you know, this plate hopefully from rattling through off. We'll find tools in a second. Twiddly, 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 twiddly. Talk them down to about that time. I don't have a talk set for these. Basically, I'm using the big spacer plate thing, which is meant to go underneath it to space it apart a little bit. On top to keep everything nice and flat and tight. Also, if anyone happens to have one of these carburetors fitted to the original car, that's going to be a big ask anyway, especially being my YouTuber subscription count is about 80 people. But if maybe you happen to have it, just for, you know, helpfulness, what the hell does the throttle cable bracket look like on one of those? Because I have the bit attached to the carburetor, but what's the bracket part look like? If someone could send me a photo or some information on it, that'd be great, because I may or may not be currently roadkilling it with a bit of a zip tie. Oh well, can't really see it from here, so on with the filter. Airy filter going on, which is kind of a smishy job, and a horrible noise line. So please cover your ears if you don't like something metal on metal. Right. Oh yeah. And then a little white clippy thing to hold it down. That missed. Clip. Done. And there you have it. One shiny filter. In fact, it's shinier than the engine. Hold on. Shiny! And I would fire it up, but currently I'm waiting on some new oil and a filter to get rid of the extra wateriness in my oil from the head gasket. There's always one other thing on these things. Soon, little Civic, soon. Well, that about does it for this video. So, we've got a new air filter, a new carburetor, a spacer plate made, and the manifold bolt on, including a head gasket done in the middle there somewhere, and a bunch of other faffy little things. So, thank you all for watching, and honestly, please hit the subscribe button if you enjoy this sort of stuff and like the video and all the rest of it. It really does help my very small YouTube channel get some views from some people, and to be honest, I hope someone enjoys this madness. Right, I'm going to disappear now and hopefully plan the next step of this crazy contraption. Before doing any of that, I really need to tidy up my garage. I've got spanners, tools, earmuffs and everything else everywhere. So that's my afternoon. Right, see you all in the next one. See ya. Hey, secret. For all you people still watching this after I've done my little outro, this here should be appearing on the channel soon. And post in the comments what you think this bike is. I'll give you a hint. It's tiny.